Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Greyhawk channel. Today we are continuing Dungeons and Dragons, the movie-themed game. Joining us tonight is the lovely Annalise and Greg, who I will throw this over to right away to do brief introductions in the order that I mentioned them. So Moth first.
Hello, I am Moth. You probably know me as that Scarlet Moth on Twitter. I'm an artist, cosplayer, D&D lover. Today I'm a Sylvan eco-terrorist who has a very Australian accent because she doesn't know Common very well.
And Greg?
My name is Greg, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches, or on the Twitters, part of the Tales from the Grim team on the Twitch. Tonight I will be playing a 4th level conjuration wizard, Ririk the Great. And I'll allow you all to decide whether or not he is in fact able to live up to that title. But I'm here to play. I cannot wait. The hellish tax season in the United States is over, and I get to play with fun people in a fun game called Dungeons and Dragons. Kika, make it fun. That's all I'm asking.
No.
It has to be fun. I can't do serious tonight. Let's have
You're
fun.
not the boss of me.
All right,
D&D is
fine.
a very serious business.
Fine, whatever. I'm here. Let's do it.
Anyway, to recap, our normal group of Brilbera, and what was the other one's name? I'm bad with names. Our other two players, along with Moth's character, were infiltrating the local mage school to retrieve a scroll of interest. Along the way, they ran into the city guard, and in the escape, they got separated from Moth's character. Now, without much guidance, Moth, your character, remembers only about a shop that the mage worked at and lived above.
Oh yeah, she was always going on about that shop.
Yes. I would assume you would head back in that direction.
Yeah, she would head back in that direction.
Yes. Being not local, it takes you longer to get there than you would like. It's probably several hours, honestly. And when you get there, it looks like the front of the door got kicked in so hard that it came off the hinges. The store, just from the outside, looks smashed, and upon entering, you see a tall man with slicked back black hair and a very well-tailored suit, holding a long cane with a big ruby on the end of it, and he's speaking to it appears an employee. Greg, would you like to describe your character?
Yes, I would. Ririk the Great is the model of if you had an employee of the month contest in this day and age, it's a clean sweep. In his mind, he is an expert at everything. He knows what goes where, even when it doesn't, because his design by far is even better than that of deity, man, woman, child on any planet, especially the one that he's currently on. But Ririk doesn't know everything. And more often than not, this would be a stumbling in on him being chastised for doing something incorrectly, because Ririk the Great is only so in his own mind. He is of an average size, 5'10". He has very short, buzz-cut black hair. He has a rough beard. He's trying to make himself maybe perhaps be a little bit more rugged than his 18 hit points would allow him to look. And especially with his constitution the way it is, his allergies are something fierce right now. But with his allergies and with the susceptible nature of sneezing and constantly having to take a handkerchief to his nose, he also has been gifted by the very gods he claims to be among with a very, very keen sense of smell, ironically. And when his allergies dip and abide, he has a very high perception, but not in the way that you would think, more in the arrogant way. Like, do you smell something? That's Ririk.
Yes, that is indeed Ririk, and he is one of the two figures in front of you this day. And
she didn't tell me there were goths in this store.
Oh no. You hear the suited individual saying, Ririk. As you can see, some trouble has come across our doorstep. And thankfully, it is not you who has brought it upon us this time. The guard smashed their way in here earlier, not 5 minutes after I returned, and demanded to speak with Philomena.
I knew it
When
was her.
I
Always a problem, that one. Go right ahead, boss.
Perhaps, but the problem we have this evening is I do not know where she is. She has gone missing, and I require information as to where she is. As you can see, the guard have quite thoroughly smashed up this shop looking for her. And you see, there are familiars that normally would be in cages just like lounging about or fighting with each other in the corner. And in one corner, perched on top of one of the bookshelves, is this. It appears to look almost like a harpy, but it's not quite
Is it
right.
the same harpy that we? Oh, that's where you went to. And Zan's actually gonna come into the store now.
As you enter, Mr. Modius turns to you and looks you up and down and says, "May I help you, young lady?"
I mean, I sort of know where your Philomena went, but also I don't know where she is now.
Explain.
Well, I mean, that one's hers. Well, ours now. And she's pointing at the harpy. We were at the academy, and things went wrong.
And why were you at the academy, pray tell?
We were on a tour. She really wants to enroll.
This again.
Typical.
I mean,
Quite right.
I just thought it was a stuffy academic place, and if it wasn't for the nice garden and the really nice leaf dog in the middle, I would probably have just wanted to blow it up, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, no matter.
I got separated from her and her dwarven friends, so I have no idea where they are. I have no idea where I am. I'm not from the city.
You certainly do look as much.
What the heck's that supposed to mean?
It looks like you are not from the city.
She's just trying to decipher what his meaning is there.
It doesn't seem to like be judgmental. It's almost like commenting on someone's accent, almost.
Okay.
Well, I don't know why you were sniffing or hanging out with my employee, but if you want to make yourself useful, you can escort Rarik here to a fortune teller friend of mine. You will, of course, go, correct, Rarik?
Sure thing, boss. Sounds great.
Well, if you want me to lead the way, I definitely can't do that.
No, Rarik should know the way. You have been paying attention, correct?
Of course. Of course. Yes. Right. Yes. Right.
Elmira Rondwell.
Right. She's over on Paka, right?
Yes, in the northern quarter.
Good. Yes, I do remember. I always remember.
Well, that would make one of my employees.
You only really have one employee. The other one's just here, I guess.
The other one actually does their work.
pretend like I didn't hear that hurtful comment because we're off to the fortune teller.
Can I take the harpy?
Yes, get this thing out of here, he says, and he sort of shakes his cane at it in such a way that it eventually like shoos it out of the shop after you.
She just sort of and puts her arm out for it.
It's the size of a person.
Oh, it's like I thought it was just like a vulture size, not.
Well, I mean, it's the size of like a small
child?
person. More like a teen, like a 13-year-old.
Oh, Jesus.
This is full on like Last Unicorn Harpy, right? Like we've got, okay.
Yeah.
Puts her arm out, then thinks better of it. It's like, come on.
It like jumps to try to get on your arm, but you pull it away and it misses. It just sort of like lands on the ground and gives you like a sad look.
Look.
Ririk would walk up to Zanlin and extend his hand. Ririk, nice to meet you.
She just looks very confused at the hand and takes the thumb and wiggles it. Name Zan. Nice to meet you, I guess.
It's nice to meet you. We're traveling companions here through the fair city. Going to a fortune teller. The name already escapes me, but I'm sure it'll be easy enough to find.
I mean, I think your boss just wanted to get rid of me. And you as well, by the looks of it.
Well, he didn't really want to get rid of me. I mean, Philomena's out and she could have valuable information for the shop, the accounting.
Sending you off to some hokey fortune teller.
This is a special mission. I mean, it's not like, who else is he going to send, right?
I don't know. By the sounds of it, Philomena, if she was actually around.
Oh, she's not. And I am. So, shall we, my new best friend?
Don't touch me.
I hadn't planned on it. This way, I think. And he starts walking off.
She'll start walking and is gesturing to the harpies to hop along.
And it does. You get a few odd looks as you make your way down the street, but they assume that you aren't from around here.
It's probably the smell.
Quite possibly. You make your way through the evening streets. It's relatively quiet as you eventually find your way to a humble shack made of brick with a thatched roof with a sign over the top that says Elmira Rondwell, fortune teller. There is no light coming from inside, and it's almost a bit too quiet in the area, more so than you're used to in the city.
Why do you humans insist on making all your buildings so flammable? It's really not safe.
I don't know. That is an excellent question.
Just look at that roof. That cannot pass safety standards.
I will inform the appropriate committees. The next humans meeting.
Wow, you humans are fucking weird.
It's dark. Do you have a light, or would you like to walk in? I'm a human and I can't see well.
Oh, I forget. Your inferior eyes are not very good at this. Well, all right. She'll walk in.
As you try the door, it is surprisingly unlocked, and this door creaks open as you enter. Upon entering, you see a very humble abode with not too much inside except what would normally be a table with a glass sphere on top of it has been knocked over, and a few things, chairs have been strewn about. It looks like there's been a struggle here.
I think someone's kidnapped your fortune teller.
She's not my fortune teller. Ririk yells
She
from
is
outside.
now.
DM. Ririk has a passive perception of 20. Is there anything that he notices just from the exterior with his inferior human eyes?
From the exterior, looking at one of the windows outside, you notice that there's a bit more of a sheen at one point, part of one, and looking closer, you see the sort of shape of a handprint against the mirror, or against the window, kind of made from this sort of slimy, mucusy, translucent residue.
And it's on the exterior, not the interior.
It's on the interior. It's on the interior.
It's the worst. Okay, so Ririk will creep in and try to find the flip side of that window.
You do, and looking down on the floor, you see a few splotches of it, trailing off to a tapestry towards the back of the room.
What have you found?
It looks like some type of slime. It could be snot. It could not be. It's on the window here in a handprint, and it trails off, and he doesn't answer or finish the sentence. He just points to the tapestry.
Can I take a closer look at this?
Yeah, roll nature for this.
What is my modifier? I have to remember I actually have physical dice today. Okay. 18.
18, that's very good. You notice you put together pretty quickly that this slimy residue is actually kind of a mucus, but it is typically produced by amphibious creatures to keep themselves more moist whilst out of water.
So she sort of just peers at it, feels it in her hands.
Tastes salty.
I think it's from frogs.
I'll take your word for it.
I think the frogs kidnapped her.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, everything's been weird for the past 24 hours, so I wouldn't put it past any of this. Is there something behind that tapestry?
Can I cast Mage Hand and just move just the corner? Just a touch? Just a smidgen?
Yeah, of course.
Just to get like a peek?
You do that. You're glowing, or how does your mage hand appear?
It's like has fingerless gloves, and it just pops out and goes over and touches and curls it back. There's a hint of dangling tassel around the wrist area.
And as it pulls this tapestry gingerly back, you see the bottom corner of what appears to be a simple wooden door.
I'm sort of like a rogue.
A little bit.
She does not even deem to answer that. She's just going to go over and rip the tapestry down.
Yes, with a loud tearing sound, you rip down this tapestry and toss it aside to fully reveal this shoddy, old-looking wooden door, which, with wood that seems strange and foreign even to you.
Oh, they didn't even use the good trees. I guess this building can remain undestroyed for the moment. They decided to use the really shitty trees. Does it look very stable?
Not really. It's very slightly ajar, so you could push it open if you want.
Yep.
So you just push it open?
Yeah.
Yeah, as you push it open, you realize that where this door is actually flush with where the back of the building should be. But instead of it leading back out onto street, it leads into this small room that looks like it's made of these long, gnarled, almost roots that shape into this sort of dome shape. And on the floor, there's this long stone staircase leading down.
Well, after you.
Well, who's this then? What now? Do you have a light?
Dark.
I've rummaged around in my pack. I think I might have some torches.
Okay, I'll take one of those.
I can't really light it for you, sorry.
Oh, okay, all right. He pulls out a brand that he has and fires it up. Lights the torch. Hey, all right. I'll lead us down then.
You're the brave one?
Yeah, yep. And he starts walking down. He's going to try to be quiet.
Yeah, if you would like, you can roll some stealth.
That is going to be a 17 plus 1 is an 18.
Oh, that's very good. That is very good. As you go deeper down the staircase, the smell of briny seawater seems to waft up and envelop you and get stronger and stronger as you descend deeper and deeper. Eventually, as you go, you start to see that the bottom of the staircase, it opens up, and as you get closer and closer, you see as your vantage gets lower, you can see more and more of a large cavern with a sort of an underground beach almost. The stone goes, down into the water, and there's just water just gently waving up against it. And further on ahead, there's a long hallway.
Rurik will allow his mage hand to take the torch like 5 to 10 feet ahead of him, as he's going to use that as like a kind of a point, like a scout, and he'll stay back just outside of the light as he goes in. He wants to take the mage hand and the torch close to the water to see if there's any type of disturbance, or while remaining as hidden as he can stay.
Yeah, as the mage hand carries this torch over the water, there is a sudden ripple over the surface of it. And then it sort of gets a bit more violent. And then this long purple tentacle shoots out of the water and just wraps around the handle of the torch.
Oh, that ain't frogs.
Nope. Philomena is dead. And he turns around and starts walking back the way that they have come. So
She's gonna stop him walking past her.
Did you see that?
Oh yeah. You know what we have to do now? We have to burn it.
In the short time that we've been together, new best friends, Anne, there's been a lot of burning. It talks about, integrity and the ability to withstand an inferno. I appreciate it as a wizard, but this is in water, and it might be difficult to burn. But I will back you up if you want to try.
I'm fine with also just destroying it.
Okay. Or we could leave, and I could tell my boss that Philomena's dead. She probably is.
I mean, she was really noisy, a bit naive, but I have my doubts. She also seemed a bit clever, loath as I am to admit it.
Well,
It's about now that you hear a few splashes coming from behind you, and as you look, this tentacle just seems to be waving this torch back and forth, kind of in like a almost playful manner.
Huh.
And then slowly out of the water rises this large, oblong, roundish head and two large eyes that are just staring up at the flame.
She is dead. You said it yourself. She's noisy. She walked right by that beach and she's dead.
Zan's gonna ignore him and is gonna walk towards the water. Hello, friend.
The eyes just immediately turn and lock right on you. And it, like, the figure is just frozen with this torch above its head.
You enjoying that torch there? You've got more if you want.
Roll animal handling.
Okay. Uh, 14, so 12 plus 2.
That's pretty reasonable. Yeah, as you speak, and seem to not be making any aggressive movements, the figure relaxes almost, and it just sort of starts, just these two more tentacles reach out of the water, suckers just making contact with the stone, and it starts pulling itself out of the water. And in front of you is a large, giant octopus that just sort of pulls itself closer and gets a better look at you.
Hello. Hi. You look a bit cramped down here.
I think you would know that giant octopuses don't speak common.
Yeah. She's just going, it's a bit more like, take a look at this beaut.
Yeah, and it's sort of regarding you in a similar manner. It seems very curious more than anything. And it's like sort of moving from side to side and getting a better look at you.
She'll put her hand out to it for it to look at.
It gently wraps one tentacle around your wrist, and the color of the tentacle sort of ripples and shifts to match the color of your sleeve.
See, he's fine.
Ririk would look at the harpy and basically mouth the words, "She is going to die." And that's it. There is no response from the shadows.
The harpy just cocks its head at you and looks confused.
Well, sort of just letting the octopus look her over and trying to surmise whether it has the capacity to eat people.
Well, while it's looking over you, I'm sorry, my mic. Sorry, my mic was doing something. While it's looking over you, you suddenly feel like rummaging in one of your pockets, and you look down, and it's gotten one of its tentacles in there, and it sort of like pulls. Say, do you have any rations on you?
I think I might have some rations in my pack.
In your pack. Well, what would you have in your pockets?
Like nuts and stuff.
Nuts and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it just sort of like
Trail
pulls
mix.
some trail mix out of your pocket and sort of like looks it over and then just like dumps it on the floor and then starts inspecting that.
I mean, I already picked out all the good bits, so have at it.
Yeah,
I don't think this thing eats people.
How do you know? From the shadows.
It hasn't even tried. It's sort of rummaged in my pockets and it's looking at nuts now.
You get the sense that it's more curious than anything.
It's just like a little kid.
No, it's not.
It's like a very big little kid. Go on.
Can we, meaning we, Ririk and the harpy, can we try to skirt around at this time and head towards that hallway that you said continues, like, beyond the beach?
Yeah, you can. If you're doing it stealthily, you can roll yourself some stealth.
Yeah.
I'll roll for the harpy.
This is much better. It is a 9.
Amazing.
Well,
I am one with the darkness.
As you're walking, you suddenly, one of your feet just accidentally kicks a rock that you didn't notice somehow with your amazing perception, and it skips across the stone floor, and the octopus just suddenly looks up at you, and like tentacle with the torch extends to illuminate you, and it's staring at you.
And as soon as the rock gets kicked by his foot, Ririk looks at the harpy and is like, "What did you do?"
The harpy just looks betrayed at you. It just looks so hurt and betrayed.
Just that Pikachu face.
Yeah.
Right.
The octopus just extends its tentacles, and like one slaps down in front of you, and the other slaps down behind you and the harpy, and it just all at once pulls its giant mass towards you to get a closer look.
Hey, it's a friend. It's a friend.
I'd like one of you to roll animal handling.
Okay.
Just one, but like the other can help. If you are actively doing things to try to calm this animal or keep it calm.
I not cast. Roll a 17, so
Well, I guess you are calming the octopus, and it sort of starts to turn to look back at you, but then this cloud of fog just comes out of nowhere, and it honestly startles the octopus, and all its tentacles sort of like go up and flail and slap down on the ground as it sort of tries to shuffle away from the sudden fog.
oh, now look what you did.
Could you guys make dex saves, please?
Sure. There we go. 20, dirty.
Nice.
What's my dex modifier for this? 7.
7. Well, one of the tentacles swings down and sweeps across the ground, and Greg, Rarick, sorry, you're able to leap nimbly over it, as well as the harpy is able to flap desperately to just go over this tentacle. But Moth, you are hit right in the ankles with this tentacle, and you take... Let's see, that is... Let me pull up the squid stats again. Or octopus stats. That would be... you take 7 damage as it knocks you off your feet and you fall prone on your face.
Oh.
But this octopus seems very startled, and it is quickly shuffling back into the water, taking your torch with it.
Okay. She'll grab some jerky from her pack as well and sort of wave it to... It's like, you can take some of this if you want.
It's already like in the water and descending away.
She'll leave it with the trail mix. He'll come back for it. What did you do?
You're welcome. Monster vanquished. It's probably the monster that killed Philomena. Probably. That's why it didn't want to eat us. It was full of Philomena. Because it ate her.
Well, are you going to go for the hallway now, or are you just going to stand there and blow wind up yourself?
Fog. It's fog. But, he's going to bring the fog with him. I can move it, I think, at a rate of... What is it? I can... see, fog's set on point. Spreads around the corners. The fog's heavily obscured. Lasts for the duration. Yeah, I need a... Unless there's wind of 10 miles an hour, it won't disperse. And I centered it on the harpy. So it should be able to obscure us in some London-esque fog. So with that fog, he will creep towards the hallway.
Yes, there is no wind underground here, at least where you are right now, and you proceed forth unimpeded, your fog trailing off ahead of you in a very ominous fashion as you continue down these stone-floored caves made of root and bramble. As you proceed further, you are still following these mucousy splotches on the ground, which seem to become... Well, there's more of them, and they're increase in frequency and size as you continue. And as you move forward down the hallway, your fog cloud sort of stops and almost, but it's sort of more, it's not stopped completely, it's more slowed greatly. And as you get closer, you see another door, this time made of overgrown roots and more brambles with some leaves and a couple strange dark purple flowers on it. And your fog seems to be trying to work its way under the door.
What do we do now?
So there's a door there.
Yes.
Well, it sounds like you don't know how to use a door.
Well, you've handled the doors so far. You went into the house, and then you went into the thing behind the tapestry. And I've handled like the monster slaying and the scouting. And so I thought, since there's a door, I didn't want to like step on your toes.
Well, looks like someone competent has to do everything round here, and she'll go to open the door if it unlocks.
As you reach for the door, you notice that like where a handle would be, there is nothing. But as you get close, these flowers sort of move and shift and rearrange to form the sort of rough makings of an old face with these two like overbloomed eyes that sort of move to look at you. A smile appears on its petaled features, and it says, "Tell me something I don't know."
What kind of stuff do you know?
It sort of it pauses and seems to ponder this with what intellect it has. And then it responds with, "I know all the addresses within this city. I know all the addresses within the city of Greyhawk. I know the lineages of the oldest kingdoms. I know the secrets of the most famous bards. I know where maidens hide their most treasured memories and treasures. Tell me something I don't know."
Well, I don't know any of that. I can tell you how to roast rabbit really well if you want.
I know that.
If it's something that only we know, then the door here wouldn't know it. Do you have a juicy secret, best friend Zan?
I don't know. Do you?
I mean, it's not really a secret how great I am, so I'm sort of stumped right now.
Speak only the truth to me. I will know all lies.
Gonna have to leave this one up to you, best friend Zan.
That's a spicy burn. My tribe's coming, and we're gonna get our vengeance for what they did.
And what did they do?
They killed almost all of us. These humans. Drove us to the outer forests. Burnt our homes. Our forests. So we're coming.
And who are you?
The Sylvan Elves.
There's a little click, and the door slowly creeps open.
Well, after you, new best friends.
You know I had nothing to do with like burning anything.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Neither did Philomena or Barbera.
Okay. Sorry
Just don't
about
get on my
that.
bad side.
Try not to.
You
That's
got you got lots of nice animals here, so I'm less. I'm a bit more reluctant to, you know, set fire to anyone, stab anyone.
well, that's swell. That's refreshing. In a terminal way. And for a moment, the briefest of sunbeams through the cloud that is the ego of Rarik, he would meet your gaze for a moment, Zanlin, and say, I'm sorry. It's not a happy story.
No, it's not. Most stories about elves aren't happy ones.
Well, let's find what's left of Philomena, and maybe this one will be a bit happier.
Yeah, well, maybe there'll be some of it left.
She had good boots, and then he just will walk off through the door.
Did you say boobs or boots?
T with boots. Boots. I'm not going to speculate. We work together. There's a policy. But I mean, anyway.
Is boots spelt with a T at the front? I never knew that.
Boot?
Rarik, you suddenly hear a proceeding up the hall towards you.
Something's coming.
Well, I'm sure if it ate Philomena, then it won't be hungry, eh?
Unless that thing ate Philomena, and this thing's coming to eat that thing, and it's really hungry. It's a food chain.
You still hear this getting louder up the hallway. It's not too much longer until you see a dim glowing light as the sound gets louder and the figure gets closer. As the dim light sort of reaches where you suspect the end of your fog is, you can hear a
We should run.
What? Which way?
I don't know.
She's gonna ready an arrow.
You can hear these loud clumps getting closer and closer. And through the fog, because of the glow, you can see the outline of a strange, roughly humanoid figure. But the head seems a bit more bulbish, and the figure is hunched. And in its hands, you can see the outline of what appears to be a spear.
Is it mucusy?
You can't tell through the fog, but the figure is getting closer and closer.
Zan will take a step forward.
And as you move forward, as you move closer, as the figure continues, you can get a better look at its features. Its head seems scaly and blue. Its eyes big and round, and its teeth jagged and sharp. You realize you are face to face with a creature with a giant head of a fish.
Oh, so it's just the shape of water. It's fine.
And as you see it, after a moment you realize, well, if you can see it, it can probably see you. And please roll initiative.
Bow up.
Oh my god, nat 1 on my initiative.
15 plus 3. So 18.
18. Well, you had readied an arrow, and your reflexes are serving you well as you get to go and act first.
Okay. See what I can do. And she's sort of going to call out to Rerick. Just stay back. I got this. She's gonna shoot out a banishing arrow.
What does banishing arrow do?
So she'll have to roll to hit first, and then if we hit, we'll see. So that's 16 plus 7.
That'll hit for
Yeah.
sure. It's 23 hits.
Yeah, 20. Maths. I'm not good at maths. Can you please roll a charisma save?
Yeah. That's a 3 on the charisma save.
Okay, that will fail then. So I think I have to roll damage, and also the target will be banished. We'll banish the target's speed is 0, and it is incapacitated. At the end of its next turn, it will reappear in the space it vacated or in the nearest unoccupied space. So
At the start of your next turn? Or
its next turn.
its next
At
turn?
the end of its next turn.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, I think that's 2d6. 5. So 10 damage, and it's banished.
10 damage as this arrow. How do you describe your... Yeah, you describe your own magic. Go for it.
So as she's readying the arrow and pulling it back, it sort of glows with a purplish energy as she looses it and mutters something in Sylvan.
And this arrow flies true, nailing this fishy creature square in the chest. You can see it sort of reel back in pain and stumble and go, and then it's gone.
And she's going to gesture to Burke. Come on, now's the time to get past.
That was amazing! How did
Thank
you do
you.
that? Okay.
It
and she-
reappears at the end of its next turn.
So
Do you have
she's
Sorry.
going to start running past where it was.
Okay, so you move past, but as you move past, before Rerick has a chance to run after you, this fishy creature just reappears where it was, just finishing its stumble, and it sort of claws at the arrow and looks up and sees Rerick and goes,
Well, your problem now.
Wait, what? I can't. Fine. So it is Rarik's turn, right? As he's
Yes.
staring at this thing. And Zanlin has passed out of melee, and we're both basically out of melee. We're just kind of have this thing in between the two of us at range.
Yes.
Okay. So what he's going to do is he mutters, and he places his hands together and he pulls them apart, and there is a blade of ice that appears, and he flips it up, catches it by the point, and throws it at the creature. It needs to make a dex save with a DC of 14 for me, please.
Dex save DC 14. That is a 4. It fails that
Yay! That'll be cool.
because it's an ice knife.
Because cold and cool. Nice knife.
So that'll be, yay, everybody gets it. That'll be a 7 regular damage, and then as soon as it hits, it will explode for another 8. So as the ice buries itself into whatever crevice, flesh, or crack it can find, it would then swell and splinter into shards. Anything within 5 feet would get hit, but if he's by himself, he gets the face full of ice.
And yes, the ice explodes like shrapnel, shredding this thing's flesh, and it stumbles back. And it looks back at Rarig, rage showing in its eyes, and it takes 1 step forward, 2 steps forward, and then it just falls.
Ha!
You're
Ha!
not too bad yourself then.
That's right. Whew! Whew! It's 2 monsters in 1 day. All right. Good.
Yeah, well, I helped.
You sure did.
I was sort of hoping you would have run past it, but next time.
I was caught off guard. I thought that when you made it disappear, it wasn't coming. Okay, agree to disagree. I think it was fantastic what you did, best friend Zan, and I'm glad I was here to help.
Is the harpy still following us?
It's hiding behind Rarig.
Looks like you got another new best friend.
I'm charismatic.
Well,
Off to find the corpse of Philomena, or what's left of it.
As you say that, you remember that you're here to find a fortune teller.
He does remember, and he is just fingers crossed, hoping he's going to find the bloated corpse of Philomena, so he will then not have to worry about any competition back at the shop.
Poor Lauren.
This has been pre-planned, so it's not this whole horrific backstory of us is so she's on board. I hope. Yeah. So yes. All right. Let's go.
Is there anything interesting on the body or just the spear?
You look down and search the body, and
Probably doesn't have pockets.
It does have pockets. It's wearing pants.
Oh my
Pants.
god.
What? Taste it. See if it tastes like the snot upstairs.
I don't go around tasting everything I see.
In my experience, you do.
Is he mucusy at all?
Yes, it's very slimy, very mucusy.
Yeah, I can tell it's just the same by not tasting it. Why don't you taste it?
I don't have any point of reference. I didn't taste it upstairs.
Salty.
Take your word for it.
Is there anything in the pockets?
Yes, as you rummage through the pockets, you reach into a back pocket and you find a glass whistle shaped like a beaver.
Huh. Well, do you want it?
It's a sentence you don't often hear. So, a glass whistle shaped as a beaver. Is there any... Like, I know that Arcana isn't detect magic, but is there any markings or runes on it that would kind of lend itself to look like anything other than an odd whistle?
There is writing on it in Draconic. It's very small, very fine.
Draconic, you say?
Yes.
Well, in D&D Beyond, you will see that Rarik can speak Draconic.
And since you speak Draconic, you are able to tell that the writing on the whistle is, in fact, a name. It is a feminine name and it is the name of, or a name that would be given to a dragon.
It's got a dragon name on it.
I don't know why there's a dragon beaver whistle, but
It's a mystery.
you should definitely toot it.
It's a terrible idea. What if it calls either a giant beaver or a dragon, or both?
I'm up for a giant beaver dragon, honestly.
Cut back on the salt, because there's no way that we're going to be able to... A giant beaver and then a dragon, or any combination of those is...
Maybe that's what ate Philomena.
We finally agree on something. Something down here ate Philomena. It's just like a reverse
Giant
menu.
Beaver
right.
did.
Well...
While he's shaking around, can I toot it?
Yeah, I'll let you have it if you...
Yeah, she will toot it.
You toot the whistle?
Yep.
It makes a very pleasant sound. A very nice, clean, high A sharp.
She waits for anything to happen.
It sounded really nice.
Oh, well, that's boring. Here, it's yours. Sell it or something.
I have a good job. I'm okay. I might.
I
put
don't
this
know
back.
what money is.
Okay, that's a discussion not for a subterranean lair, but I'll have it with you at some point, best friend Zan.
Well, let's keep going, I guess.
You proceed further down this hallway. Do you still have the fog cloud?
Actually, just checked. I have it for an hour, so I guess so.
Yeah, and Ice Knife is not a concentration spell, so you're still using this fog cloud to precede you as you travel forward. It's not too much further until the cloud spreads forth in front of you and starts filling a room. You can't quite see what's in the room yet because the fog cloud is between you and the interior of the room. But you hear in that room that things start moving about. There seems to be your passive perception is really good, so you're probably able to figure that there's probably about three things in there moving around, and they seem to be talking to each other, but not in a language you recognize. It's very much like
Do you understand gibberish?
No. No, I don't. I don't understand that.
Well, shit.
Yep. Yep. What do we... This fog's gonna give us away, so... Do they seem to be reacting to the fog, or...
You can sort of hear them moving closer towards the fog. Their steps are very hesitant, and instead of clompy, they seem a bit more like wet and slappy against the ground.
Uh-oh. It's more slappy and, like the fish man back there with the spear and the salt.
Ugh.
Do we hide or do we fight? Hide sounds great, but...
Where are we hiding?
We got
There's nowhere to hide.
We have the fog cloud, and so that should help us if we want to, like, backtrack or something, but... I leave it up to you. This is tactical stuff, and I'm a thinker. Yeah, I'm a thinker.
As you talk, a long, sharpened spear flies past Zanlin's head, barely missing her. It seems to be made of a long shaft of bone, and it just clatters in the hallway. And you can hear...
I got an idea. Let's funnel him into the hallway.
Okay. Do you want me to go into the room to try and funnel him?
No, I've got an idea. I got another idea. And he casts the mage hand and has it glow up through the fog cloud. And whenever it gets to wherever he thinks it needs to be, the whole time it's just waving the middle finger as it kind of floats up through there. And then a beckon, come here, and then the middle finger. And then he's not sure if that'll translate, but he's hoping it does. As Rarik's going to drop back into the hallway a good 15, 20 feet. Come on.
Okay, she'll go and duck behind him.
Oh, wait.
Would this be like a persuasion?
Yeah, I guess persuasion wouldn't be intimidation since I don't want him to go the other way. It's a fantastic score, Kika. It is with no modifier, it's a 7.
Okay. Well, as you run back, you look back and you hear clattering very much similar to that of the spear that was thrown before, and one of the spears just hits the mage hand and it just poofs out of existence. Is mage hand concentration?
It is not.
Okay. So the fog is still there, and you hear...
Well, that just won't stand, will it?
Oh! He blows the whistle, producing the pleasant melody. Pleasant tune, note.
You blow the whistle, and then all three stop speaking. And you hear footsteps of one moving forward slowly and cautiously.
We got one.
As it gets closer, as you hear it gets closer, you hear the or you see a light sort of flick on. It's eerie green glow as it proceeds forward.
Can we
And
see what it looks like yet?
after a few moments, you see a tall, sort of hulking green figure, again with scales and razor sharp teeth, but its head is less bulbous. It is more streamlined, and it has frills on either side and a frilly spine down its back.
Can I pick up the spear?
You can. Are you hiding actively?
In the fog cloud, I'm gonna hide. Yeah.
Okay. Can you
Stealth?
roll stealth?
Oof. Okay.
Because I mean, if you can see it, then
11.
11. Well, I mean, these guys aren't the most perceptive, but
17
That's
for
a-
Rarick.
well, this creature got a natural 20 on its perception.
Oh.
So it-
Well,
Well.
You're not sure how, but it seems to almost sense you, and it just turns and locks its beady black eyes on you and goes.
Well, I'm stabbing. I'm stabbing.
Yeah, we'll do some initiative rolls for that.
Oh, natural 19 on that, so 22.
Very good.
a 2. I'm getting better.
Okay, well, you go first. You can do your stabbing.
Oh, what would the spear be classed as?
A spear.
Yeah, what kind of damage?
It's piercing. It's a melee. If you're stabbing, it's melee or thrown, but it would be with your strength modifier, 1d6 damage. You know, you're proficient with spears, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
21.
21, that hits.
That's a 3 damage.
3 damage plus your strength mod.
No, I did not add my strength mod. +1.
Okay, 4 damage. You stab at it and you get it like right in the side. You think it's a pretty good hit, but it just sort of looks down at you and snarls. And it is going to.
Can I action surge to do another attack?
Yeah, you can. It's still your turn.
Okay. If I can just let go of the spear, and she's going to duck backwards and shoot another arrow at it.
Are you? You're staying in melee range.
Oh, maybe that's not a good idea.
Because to stab it with this spear, it would be, melee range.
Oh wait, I have a glaive.
You have a glaive?
Yeah,
Well, go for it.
I'll go for the glaive.
To glaive.
To glaive.
Which we all know means to bluff.
Gonna boff him right in the stomach. Natural 1.
Natural 1. As you swing your glaive at it, it sort of just dodges back and evades it. Do you have anything
imagine-
else you're gonna do?
Imagine she just like dives at it and has to catch herself before she falls over.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you're gonna do? Any movement? Any bonus actions?
No.
Okay. That brings it over to these guys. All 3 of these guys. These 3 guys. So, since it is disarmed, it is going to lunge at you with one of its sharp claws. And that is 12 to hit.
I don't think that. No, that does not hit.
Okay, you nimbly evade the
Evade.
claw, but it suddenly like keeps going in its lunge and snaps at you with its teeth.
Multi-attack. Awesome.
Yeah, and that is 18 to hit.
Oh, that will hit.
Okay, it sinks its teeth into your shoulder for just 2 damage. I guess it sort of nips your shoulder.
Oi. No.
That brings it over to the next one, which advances and will do the same attacks at you, which the claw misses, but the bite on that one is a 15 to hit.
That'll hit.
That'll hit. That is 3 damage. And then the third one just leaps out of the fog. And the bite misses, but the claw is a dirty 20.
That'll hit.
And the claw rakes across your stomach and does 3 damage.
Okay.
And those are those guys' turn. It is now Rerik's turn.
Okay, Rarik is.
Something.
Yeah, he pulls out a bit of tallow and a pinch of brimstone and a dusting of powdered iron, just almost aggressively slaps them together. And as he opens his hands, instead of there being the blade of ice, he opens his hands as first about a baseball sized, and then a melon, and then a beach ball. As he keeps opening his hands, a ball or a sphere of fire appears, and he chucks it at the creatures. And they need to make a dexterity 14 saving throw, please.
Well, that's good. Yeah, all of them fail. They did not see you in this flaming sphere.
Do I need to make a save as well?
Surprise.
You know what? Actually, it's only one of them, I think. I can only project it into one person, and then if they end their turn within 5 feet of it, they take the damage. So it's like a burning, and I can hit one. So
Okay. Well, you hit that one. Which one are you going for? The poked one or one of the fresher
poked
ones?
one. Yeah, definitely going for the poked one.
Okay.
That would be an 11 fire damage.
Okay, your ball of fire hits true and sears the side of the face of this creature, and it lets out a and it stumbles back, sort of trying to cover its face.
You're very good at those noises.
I like making noises when I was little. Yeah, that's. Let me actually see if this harpy does anything. It's a scaredy. Huh. The pseudo harpy leaps from next to Rarik and sort of follows after that one that got burned, whether it's been sort of inspired or it's trying to defend you guys, you don't know, but it jumps, flapping its wings wildly, and slashes at it with one of its talons. Okay, the first talon misses entirely, but the second one just lightly scores this guy across the other side of its face and leaves a noticeable scratch. It's not more than, the spear probably did, but it is some damage. And that brings it back around.
All right, gonna have another go with this glaive then.
All right. Go for it.
And she'll pick herself up off the floor and just lunge at it. That's a natural 20.
Nice.
It's a duality of man. So that is going to be 2d10
2d10. Do it.
plus 1. 2 and 10 plus
How do you
1.
want to do this?
She just lunges at it and cries out in Sylvan, which I don't think that Rarick understands, but she's enunciating, "I will end you, foul creature," as she just plunges it into its heart.
Yes, and as you plunge your glaive into this creature's heart, it lets out a
Shut up!
and it slumps. The other two,
Takes the glaive out and points it at them. You
Yeah,
wanna go?
they-
You wanna go, mate?
as they hear the scream, they mirror it, but I'm not going to do that again. I value my throat.
Shank ya.
Let's actually see if they're intimidated by this. Is your fog still there, or did the flaming spear?
The flaming sphere would take away the fog, so the fog
Okay.
would have dissipated.
As the fog dissipates, you can see that these two remaining amphibious creatures seem to already be sort of wounded. And one sort of stumbles back away from you, but this second one lunges in to keep pressing the attack. The bite will miss, but the claw hits for...
Can I use my bonus action, please? Can
Oh,
I use
yeah.
my second
sorry.
wound?
Sorry. Go ahead.
That's all right. I'm rejuvenated by the thrill of the fight. She feels better.
It just feels a little better.
Yeah. So I'll roll some.
You're doing great! Rarick yells from the back.
She just doesn't even look back, but gives him a thumbs up.
Yeah, best friend.
Sort of thinking, when am I going to lose this guy? Oh, great. 1 plus 3, so I get 4 back.
Get 4 back, but this one creature lunges at you and scratches you for 3.
Well, I'm still 1 better than I was.
So you're like, yeah, and then it just slaps you across the face.
She's like, ah! Oh. Gets slapped back down.
Pretty much exactly that. And that brings it over to... Actually, the other one is going to disengage and shuffle back. As the fog dissipates, you can see it going back to this cage that's towards the back of this cavern. And you can't quite make out what's in it, but you know that there is a humanoid figure in there, kind of
Is it
large.
Is it
and-
vaguely fortune teller shaped?
You can't tell. It's back in the darkness.
Is that a fortune teller shadow?
Roll for
It
fortune
casts-
teller lore.
Right? It casts a fortune teller profile. Right. Love it.
That brings it round to Rarick.
What Rarick is going to do is he's going to, as a bonus action, take his flaming sphere and slam it into the one that just scratched his best friend. That is another dex saving throw for it, as it gets slammed into it.
Nat 20.
Damn you. Let me see, is it half on? Half as much. Okay. Well, it'll take a little bit then. So half of 6 is 3. Take that.
Yeah.
3 fire for the 3 scratch.
Sort of moves a bit, but it still gets scorched and singed, and it, you know.
Okay. So that was a bonus action. So
Yep.
for my main action, let's see. I think I can do this. I am going to cast Infestation on it. It needs to, let me see, make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
DC 14.
Yeah, it does not make that.
Okay, it will take 5 poison damage, and it must move 5 feet in any direction, except, of course, if it's being blocked by a person. So hopefully that'll produce an attack of opportunity as it's trying to... All these mites and fleas begin to crawl up all over top of it, stuck in the slime of its body as they begin to bounce and stick and burrow. And in the back, you would hear Rarick say, I hate this spell, but fine, take it, scratch itch. And
this creature seems to hate it as well, as it starts clawing madly at these bugs, and it starts stumbling away, giving an attack of opportunity.
Oh yes, I'm taking that. A 15?
15, that'll hit.
Oh, good. That's with the glaive. So she just takes it again as she's feeling a bit worse for wear, just wipes the sweat from her and lashes out.
How much damage?
That would be a 7 total.
Okay, well, as you swing at this creature, you realize that it was already worse off than you first initially thought. And given that information, how do you want to do this?
She just lashes out at it and swings the glaive outwards, getting it right in the back of the spine. And
best
it
friends!
It doesn't even have time to cry out as its body freezes and convulses a few times before falling to the ground.
Doesn't even flinch as the blood sprays on her.
Dang.
That's a good spell you got there.
That's a good stick with a knife on the end of it you got there.
It's called a
Best
glaive.
friends. Okay. That was
Do more
called
of that,
Infestation.
As you look back towards the end of the back of the cave, or this room, you see the last of the figures sort of crumple to the ground, and in the cage you see this smaller, sort of younger woman seeming to be roughed up, and you hear, hello, are you here to help?
Well, we are now. And Zan will just pick herself up off the floor and start making her way over.
Did you say the one crumpled dead or crumpled like in supplicate? Is it like...
You can't really tell, but it does not seem to be moving. It's
just in case, he'll take the flaming sphere if we're out of combat and just like throw it at the creature just to make sure it's dead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it hits the figure and singes it for a few seconds, and you can see skin begins to smolder.
Ugh.
2 for you,
Ah,
1 for
brutal.
me. Woo! Good fight.
she's gone over to the bars of the cage now. What happened?
Oh, well, these creatures came sometime earlier today, and well, they overpowered me and took me down here.
Do you live upstairs?
Yes, I do.
You're a fortune teller?
Yes, are you here to have your fortune told? If you let me out, I can get that done for you right away.
No, I think that's hokey bullshit, but this guy is.
I am, but I'm also here to do two things: help out Elmira, Ronwell, and Elmira, and insight check you. Can I insight?
You can insight.
Natural 20.
Oh.
Well, she says, I am known as Elmira Rondwell. Yes? And you can tell she's not lying when she says that, but you know for sure that there's a lot more going on there than what she's said and what she appears.
Taking a shot, Rarick is going to say in Draconic the name that is on the whistle.
Did you find my friend's whistle?
Your friend now. Who's your friend?
Oh, just someone I knew a long time ago. I haven't seen her in a while now, though.
Does she like beavers a lot?
Yes, she liked nature and all those sorts of things.
Why beavers specifically?
I never figured that out, honestly. Are you going to let me out?
Oh, do you want to let her out?
Sure. With all the hokey stuff that's spinning around here, Rarick will let her out.
Yeah, you find a key made from carved shell in one of these creatures' pockets, and you open the cage and it swings open, and this woman smiles at you and says, "Oh, thank you very much," and steps down. Well, let's reconvene in my shop and I will tell you what you need to know.
Is the octopus a friend of yours, or?
Octopus? Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I mean, it doesn't really answer my question, but
she's already going.
I'll go off, I guess.
Right. Rarick will make his way up beside Zan. Are you feeling okay? Those things, I saw them bite you a couple times.
I'm a bit worse for wear, but I'll pull through. I just need a bit of rest, bit of food, and maybe not getting eaten by an octopus would help.
We are in agreement that octopus eat people. Okay, we'll make it.
It was a joke, but
sorry. Rarick, as you follow this woman, you look down at one of these fallen creatures, the first one that was slain, and your eye catches on the lantern it had on it. It seems a bit special.
Oh, I'll take a special lantern.
And you pick it up. You don't really have time to fully inspect it right now, but it is a ghost lantern.
Ooh.
You follow her up to her shop, and she just tidies up a little bit, fixing her table and a couple chairs for you to sit in, and she sits behind her table and just says, "So, you're looking for your co-worker."
Philomena, something ate her, and we just need to be able to identify her corpse. corpse.
Well, if something ate her, it didn't do a very good job at digesting her. You will find her at the docks. She is going to be embarking on a quest, which I would suggest you accompany her on.
Does it have anything to do with the university?
It started there, but it has much higher stakes than any of that.
Ugh.
I fear if you do not help her, the fate of the entire realm may be at stake.
Ugh. Do I have to keep helping these humans?
Well, there's also a dwarf.
That's true. He's nice enough.
Yes, they are going to be departing on one of the trade ships owned by the Armand Hammerstone Blacksmith. I believe if you catch them, you can get passage as well. No problem. And you, she says, turning to Rarick, do tell Mr. Modius I send my regards.
I will.
Also, she says, sort of patting herself down, digging through her pockets, I think I have something here that might help you on your way. She pulls out this long, thin ruby wand and holds it out to you. This should serve you in some capacity. I don't want to get burned to a crisp either myself.
Thank you. He'll take it. What's it do?
Oh, you will find out in good time.
I hate
Why are we
magic,
talking
I
about-
find out.
Why are we talking about getting burnt to a crisp?
Oh, because the entire realm may very well burn if you do not succeed.
I mean,
now be on your way.
if I do succeed, then maybe only some of it will burn.
Well, that is a fortune to be told at a later time.
Elmira, would you happen to have anything that could help my friend? My best friend Zan got hurt down there, and maybe you have a potion or something that could make her not feel like that.
Well, water's also fine.
You want some? It's better. What?
She takes off her boots and holds them out. Here, take these.
What? Am I supposed to eat them? What?
No, you're supposed to wear them.
Oh,
Boots
okay.
go on your feet.
Look down, and Zanlin's been barefoot the entire time.
Yes. You might step on a nail.
I mean, I've had worse. She'll put them on. Are the boots magical at all, or just...
Well, you do feel fully healed, which you don't actually think is a property of the boots. As you look up, you see the young fortune teller smiling at you. And as you attune to these boots, do they attune or not? I don't know. They're boots of striding and springing. Yay.
Ooh, yay. It's like,
So
ooh,
yeah, and I
these are
think
comfy.
now is where we should end because we are out of time.
The last thing that Rarick would say is he would come up and not touch, but he'd just shoulder up beside Zan, and he'd say in Elvish, "To the docks, best friend Zan."
Wait, you know Elvish? And suddenly she's very well enunciating and sounds quite proper.
Over his shoulder, he thumbs up.
And And that is where we are ending this evening. Thank you to everybody for stopping by. Let's do some outros. How about you go first, Greg?
Oh, sure. Grimjack21502 on the Twitter, part of the Tales from the Grim team on the Twitch. We have a lot of fun things going on over there. Just join me on Twitter and find out. But next week I'll be back playing the ever so likable Rarik the Great. Thank you, Kika.
Thank you. And Moth?
Hi, I'm Moth. You can find me at Scarlet Moth, artist, cosplayer, D&D lover, occasional or most of the time shit poster, all the good stuff. I am loving Rarik already. I can't wait for us to reunite with the rest of the crew so that we can have all these Philomena interactions.
It'll be fun.
Your interactions so far have been very entertaining and I've enjoyed them a lot. But as always, I am your DM, Kika. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/KikaVO and on various places on the internet as I show up on random streams. Closing up, first and foremost, I would like to thank the Greyhawk channel's Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers, helping make everything here possible. Thanks to Roll20 for all their support for everything we do here. All our games are powered by Roll20, the world's leading virtual tabletop, and now Greyhawk channel official supporter. You can try it out free at roll20.net. Thank you to Heroic Maps. They are our official battle maps sponsor. You can check out their library of more than 300 maps on DriveThruRPG. Thanks to Tabletop Loot. You can go to tabletoploot.com and enter Greyhawk in the coupon code box and get 15% off your dice order. I definitely am going to use that
I
myself.
do like dice.
Yeah, I love dice. I need way more dice. I want a set of DM-specific dice. And our Patreon supporters and Twitch subscribers can, of course, join us on our private Discord server and get coupon codes to ruinc.com and Cantrip Candles. ruinc.com and Cantrip Candles have been long-time supporters of the Greyhawk channel. They make quality candles, which are amazing and smell great, and also amazing Devin Rue makes amazing, stunning maps. You probably saw them around.
It's just an amazing person.
Yeah, she's really nice and fun and great. And so remember to stop by again here next week when we will hopefully have our full cast back, and join us again for more Dungeons & Dragons, the movie, the show. Bye.